Have you ever wondered why life suddenly feels so much heavier after 80? Not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, and even socially. Many seniors describe it as if one day they wake up and realize that every little thing, climbing stairs, remembering names, even enjoying a meal, feels harder than it used to. Reaching 80 is a milestone we all once thought was far away. But when it comes, it often brings challenges most people never expected. And the truth is, very few talk about them openly. Today, we're going to uncover 6 real reasons why life feels more difficult after 80. These are not just medical facts, but deeply human struggles that affect the body, the mind, and the heart. And if you stay with me until the end, you'll hear the most powerful reason of all, the one challenge almost no one expects, but every senior eventually feels. So, grab a comfortable seat and let's dive in. Reason number 1, sudden drop in appetite and weight. One of the most surprising struggles seniors face after 80 is the sudden and unexplained loss of appetite. Think about it, throughout your 60s and even your 70s, food still feels like a comfort. Family dinners, favorite dishes, the joy of tasting something sweet or savory, all of that still has meaning. But once many people cross into their 80s, something quietly shifts. Meals don't taste the same. Smells feel weaker. And the feeling of hunger, the drive that kept you eating for decades, starts fading. At first, it may seem harmless. After all, eating less could even sound healthy. But in reality, this change can be dangerous. Because when appetite disappears, so does muscle mass, energy, and strength. Let me give you a real example. Evelyn, 81 years old, used to love Sunday dinners with her family. She would laugh, share stories, and even go for second servings. But over the last year, she noticed she gets full after just a few bites. Her clothes fit loosely, her face looks thinner, and even walking up the stairs now leaves her exhausted. This isn't about being picky with food. It's biology. After 80, the body processes nutrients differently. Digestion slows down, taste buds weaken, and the sense of smell fades. Food simply doesn't bring the same pleasure, and the body no longer sends the same hunger signals it once did. The result? Unintentional weight loss. And this creates a ripple effect: weaker muscles, reduced balance, higher risk of falls, and less independence. But it doesn't end there. The emotional toll is just as heavy. Meals aren't just about food, they're about connection. Families gather at the table to bond, laugh, and share life. But when appetite fades, seniors often withdraw, feeling embarrassed about eating so little. This isolation slowly eats away at their social life too. The truth is, losing appetite after 80 isn't just about food, it's about losing energy, confidence, and connection with others. And for many seniors, this is one of the first silent signs that life is changing in ways they never imagined. If you've noticed this change in yourself or in a loved one, let me know in the comments by writing "I understand" number 1. I'd love to hear your experiences because your story might help someone else who's going through the same thing. Now, let's move on to the second hidden struggle after 80. Reason number 2, increased sensitivity to medications. Here's another hidden struggle that surprises many seniors once they cross 80. The body suddenly becomes far more sensitive to medications. Think about it, during your 60s or even 70s, a simple blood pressure pill or pain reliever might have worked without much trouble. But once you reach your 80s, the same dosage can suddenly cause dizziness, confusion, or even extreme fatigue. Why does this happen? Because by this stage, the liver and kidneys slow down. These are the organs responsible for filtering and processing drugs. And when they can't clear medicines as efficiently, even a normal dose lingers longer in the body, turning helpful treatment into a potential risk. This change may sound small, but the impact is life-altering. Let me share a story. Frank, who is 83, had been taking blood pressure medication for years without issue. But recently, he started feeling lightheaded and dizzy, even during simple activities like walking to his local corner store. His doctor explained that his body now reacts differently. The same pill that once kept him stable is now too strong for his slower metabolism. For Frank, the hardest part isn't just the dizziness, it's the fear of unpredictability. He never knows when a small pill might leave him too weak to get through the day. And this is the heartbreaking truth. After 80, many seniors don't struggle because of their actual illnesses, but because of the side effects of the medicines meant to help them. This sensitivity creates a ripple effect. Seniors begin to avoid outings, worried that a sudden dizzy spell could embarrass them or cause a fall. Confidence erodes, and with it, independence. Even simple daily tasks, like cooking, walking, or socializing, start feeling risky. And with every adjustment in dosage comes more doctor visits, more monitoring, and more anxiety. The emotional burden is heavy too. When you can't trust your own body's reaction to medicine, you start to feel trapped inside a cycle of hesitation and worry. Many seniors quietly admit they no longer feel in control of their lives, not because of aging itself, but because of the unpredictability of their prescriptions. This is why doctors emphasize careful medication management after 80. Small pills that once seemed harmless now carry consequences that touch every corner of daily living, from energy and sleep to mobility and mood. If you or someone you know has ever felt worse from the side effects of medicine rather than the illness itself, type number 2 in the comments. Sharing your experience could reassure someone else that they're not alone. Now, let's move forward to another challenge that makes life harder after 80, one that turns even a simple cold into weeks of struggle. Reason number 3, slower recovery from illness. One of the most discouraging struggles seniors face after 80 is how the body recovers from even the simplest illness. In earlier years, catching a cold, the flu, or even dealing with minor surgery might have meant a few days of rest and then life went back to normal. But after 80, those same health issues can drag on for weeks, or even months. Why? Because by this age, the immune system is no longer as strong as it once was. The body produces fewer white blood cells, meaning infections take longer to fight off. Muscles heal more slowly, wounds close less quickly, and energy takes longer to return. And this slower recovery does more than affect health, it reshapes daily life. Let's look at an example. Helen, who is 84, had knee surgery last year. 20 years ago, when she had a similar procedure, she was back on her feet in no time, walking, climbing stairs, even gardening again within weeks. But this time, recovery felt endless. Physical therapy dragged on, pain lingered, and even small exercises left her drained. Helen admitted something many seniors feel but rarely say out loud. It's not just the pain that bothers me, it's realizing my body doesn't bounce back anymore. And that realization hits hard. Because when recovery slows down, fear quietly creeps in. Seniors begin to worry about every fall, every infection, every hospital visit. Activities they once loved now feel risky. Some stop traveling or going out, afraid that if they get sick, they won't bounce back. The result? Life gets smaller. And here's the emotional weight. When recovery takes longer, seniors often feel their independence slipping away. Every illness becomes a reminder that the body is changing, that time feels different now, that strength is no longer guaranteed. This makes patience, compassion, and support more important than ever, for both seniors and their families. Because the truth is, slower recovery isn't just about the body, it's about the confidence to keep living fully, even when healing takes longer than it used to. Have you ever noticed how even a small illness feels harder to shake off with age? If so, type number 3 in the comments below. Your story could encourage someone else who feels the same struggle right now. Now, let's move on to another hidden challenge that makes life after 80 more difficult, the growing weight of financial strain. Reason number 4, financial strain. Here's a reality very few people like to talk about, but almost every senior feels it after 80. The heavy weight of financial strain. For many older adults, income becomes fixed. Savings, pensions, or retirement funds that once felt enough suddenly seem smaller, while expenses keep climbing. The cruel irony is that the costs that rise the most after 80 are often the ones seniors can't avoid: medical bills, prescriptions, specialized care, and even basic necessities like food, housing, and utilities. And unlike earlier in life, there's little chance to rebuild income once it runs low. Let me share a story. Mary, who is 83, worked as a school secretary for decades. She saved modestly for retirement and always lived within her means. For years, she felt comfortable. But after a few unexpected hospital visits, rising prescription costs, and higher living expenses, she now finds herself facing difficult choices every month. Does she fix the broken appliance in her kitchen, or does she save that money to pay for her doctor's appointment? This is the painful reality of financial strain after 80. It's not just about numbers on a page, it's about peace of mind. Seniors who once enjoyed security often find themselves counting every dollar, worrying about whether they can afford both groceries and medicine. That constant tension chips away at confidence, dignity, and emotional well-being. And the hardest part? Many feel forced to lean on children or relatives for help. Even when family members are willing, the dependence feels discouraging, especially for someone who spent a lifetime working hard and providing for others. The emotional toll is enormous. Some seniors quietly cut back on food, choosing cheaper, less healthy meals. Others stop socializing or traveling because they're afraid of extra costs. And many lie awake at night, haunted by the fear of running out of money. It's not just a financial struggle, it's a psychological weight that makes every decision feel heavier. And when stress builds like this, it often leads to a decline in health, energy, and overall quality of life. This is why financial strain after 80 isn't just about budgeting, it's about dignity, security, and the ability to live without constant worry. If you've ever seen a loved one struggle to balance health costs with daily living, type number 4 in the comments. Your words could remind others that they're not alone in facing these challenges. Now, let's move to perhaps one of the most heartbreaking struggles seniors face after 80, the gradual loss of independence. Reason number 5, loss of independence. Perhaps one of the hardest struggles seniors face after 80 is the slow but undeniable loss of independence. For most of life, independence is tied directly to dignity. Being able to cook your own meals, drive yourself to the store, manage your own bills, these things aren't just chores, they're symbols of freedom and self-worth. But after 80, small cracks begin to show. Tasks that once felt effortless suddenly demand help. At first, it may be simple things: opening a jar, lifting groceries, or carrying laundry upstairs. But gradually, it can grow into something much bigger, like not being able to drive, not managing medications alone, or needing assistance just to move around safely. And while loved ones may see this as helping, for the senior, it often feels like losing a piece of themselves. Take Samuel, for example. He's 86 and spent most of his life fixing his own car, mowing his own lawn, and taking pride in doing things with his own 2 hands. But recently, his eyesight declined, and his doctor insisted he stop driving. At first, Samuel resisted. Driving wasn't just about transportation, it was about freedom. But after a near accident, he reluctantly gave up his keys. Now, whenever he needs groceries or a doctor's appointment, he must depend on others. And though his family is more than willing to help, Samuel admits, "I feel like I've lost a part of who I am." And this is where the true struggle lies. Because losing independence isn't only about what you can or cannot do, it's about how you see yourself. The cycle often looks like this. Seniors hesitate to ask for help, not wanting to be a burden. They begin staying home more, doing less, engaging less. Life slowly shrinks, and with it, confidence and joy. This creates not only practical struggles but also deep emotional pain. Many seniors resist help out of pride or fear. Others accept help but quietly grieve the loss of self-reliance. And yet, here's an important truth: needing help does not mean losing value. In fact, many families find that when seniors accept assistance with grace, it strengthens relationships. Acts of care become. Reason number 6, the emotional weight of aging. Finally, the deepest struggle is the emotional weight of aging. After 80, seniors live with constant reminders of mortality, friends passing, bodies slowing, and time feeling limited. This can lead to sadness, regret, or a sense of being forgotten. Yet, it's also in these years that many discover profound wisdom, gratitude, and the ability to cherish life's smallest joys. The emotional journey is heavy, but it can also be beautiful, if approached with compassion. If you believe seniors deserve more love and respect in their final years, type number 6 in the comments. So, those are the 6 silent struggles after 80, declining strength, memory loss, loneliness, financial strain, loss of independence, and the emotional weight of aging. If you're watching this and you're over 60 or caring for someone who is, remember, these struggles are real, but they are not the full story. With support, patience, and love, life after 80 can still be filled with meaning, dignity, and connection. Which of these struggles have you seen in your own family? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more health and life topics for seniors.